Again, we are refighting early Renaissance Italian wars period, but on Balkans. So again, we have Italian army with Habsburg allies. Because we do not have Venetians, they are somehow proxied by Firenze troops. Here we have Ottomans with camp. Now we have a scenario. The scenario is that Ottomans they looted the area in Balkans because last game they won and they are now settled here in Balkans. And here they are approaching with loot as they raided the area. And their loot and forage has to reach the camp on the hill. But allies, Italians and Habsburgs, they managed to, they know that this is what Ottomans did. So they are now approaching and their target is to stop the loot to come to the Ottoman camp. So here the knights will try to stop them in this valley. Here is a village with vineyard and here is fortified Ottoman camp. Here is the map for the scenario with deployment zones. Italians. And Habsburg wing. Pike blocks with artillery. Ottoman train arrived through the edge of the table into the valley, so it has two-day movement, so it's pretty slow. Ottomans are trying to move behind vineyard, and here they moved their infantry towards the village. The train is guarded by mix of heavy and light cavalry. Most of the heavy cavalry is light. We have first blood as Ottoman artillery from the hill close to the camp is shooting at Habsburg pike block. 2 hits. And in this area, Italian knights approaching Ottoman cavalry. The loot is trying to escape behind the village and vineyard. And here we can see that Ottomans are already occupying the village and trying to establish defense line. On Italian left wing, Ottomans are trying to outflank the knights. Shooting was successful. So one of the knights, they have already casualties, and the crossbowmen, they also have casualties because these Ottoman riders have bows, all of them. And here in the village, there are also bow-equipped infantry. The train is trying to slip through behind the village. But here in this area, it will be in this turn, the Italians will try to catch the Ottomans in charge, in melee. Here we have some Italian infantry trying to protect the cavalry's wing and approach the village. The hill is occupied by Habsburg infantry. Ottomans are defending the hill, not approaching forward, or actually the Swiss allies, French-paid Swiss allies of Ottoman side. The Italian charge here, Ottomans decided not to receive it and decided to rather withdraw with the lighter cavalry and not to fight. So their allied heavy cavalry is prepared to step in. The light units, they are still standing and shooting. One unit of knights is trying to contest them. Here the situation is that Habsburgs are slowly approaching towards Swiss and Ottoman defended hill, and there is some artillery shooting which is not really decisive, and the pike block which received some casualties from Ottoman artillery is now recovered by the commander. Ottomans decided to exit the village and attack Italian wing. So here allied Janissaries attacking vulnerable crossbowmen, dealing 2 hits. And this fight, the swordsmen, Italian swordsmen are having upper hand here because these spearmen, they were already damaged from shooting. So they are now winning the melee. And the cavalry wing, Ottomans are trying to escape here and trying to get to the camp of Ottomans, of Habsburgs. Here slowly approaching pike blocks toward Ottoman hill with support of artillery shooting. There are already some damages to, as you see the dice, to the defenders, but not yet decided. So Janissaries, as expected, destroyed crossbowmen without any casualties, even though some swordsmen, Italian swordsmen, tried to help them. Unexpectedly, these fresh swordsmen were not successful against these racked Ottomans, and they were striking back very successfully, inflicting 2 casualties here. And here the combat, the heavy knights attacked these lighter cavalry of Ottoman Empire and were successful. These, because they are attacking upwards, they were not that successful, but they didn't destroy these light troops, but they are staying. And on this wing, we can see that the pike blocks are still holding the guns and shooting at Swiss pike blocks. There is a slow approach towards Swiss wing. On Habsburg right wing, the Austrian troops already approached Swiss mercenaries. So we can now see that Swiss advanced towards arquebusiers, and as they are better melee unit, they are inflicting some casualties here. The formation of pike blocks are trying to approach and plug this gap and defeat these mercenaries. There is first fight of pike blocks already, Swiss against German mercenaries, and Swiss are winning. So this is the right wing. On left wing, on Italian wing, it is already more decisive because these swordsmen, they managed to destroy this Ottoman unit with support of light infantry. Here we have unfortunate fight, Italian swordsmen against Janissaries, and as you can see, they are almost destroyed. Here we have nice fight of Janissaries against Italian knights led by Machiavelli, as you see the coat of arms, but allied unit of Janissaries were much more successful in this fight, and unfortunately the knights were destroyed. These crossbowmen, they were charged by Ottoman heavy cavalry, result is expected. The cross movement in hand-to-hand fights did not manage to win and are routed. On the other hand, here are the knights. You can see Medici with his Firenze cavalry and Frederick attacking poor Ottomans. 2 cavalry units destroyed. Here we have unit of knights led by Mazzei from Italy. They are still desperately fighting against Ottoman light troops. No decisive yet, but as you can see, these heavier cavalry on Ottoman side, they will approach here, and as the flank attack will occur, they will destroy these knights shortly. And behind the village, we can see the train with loot, laden with loot. They are slowly approaching to the final destination with the Ottoman camp with artillery. So it seems that Italian and Habsburg forces will not be successful capturing it. The battle is over. On the right wing, it seems that Habsburgs, they have some units still fighting, but they lost a lot of units already, so even on this side they are losing, clearly losing. Swiss spike blocks are defending, and as you can see, the baggage train with loot from Dalmatia is heading towards camp and cannot be stopped. Even though one of the pike blocks pushed through, it can't reach it in time. And here you can see Swiss in heavy fighting with 2 pike blocks, but both these two pike blocks are heavily damaged, while the allied brave Swiss men, paid by French, they are almost unscratched and bravely defending. On left wing, you can see not much of the Italian cavalry left. Most of it were slaughtered by these Ottoman savage troops. Only here, the Lord of Medici still fighting against heavy cavalry of Ottoman Empire, but most of its fellow knights already dead or retreated. And Italian infantry, swordsmen, they are already massacred by allied Janissaries. 2 units of these brave Muslim guys slaughtered them. So the morale of Italian army is below 0 and the whole army is collapsing. And again, we can see the winners.